All right, so from a male's perspective, I think niggas just be horny. Not gonna lie.
100%.
They do.
But
So
I feel
why
like,
do you feel like they
be
can't
honest?
commit?
But why can't you be honest and say, hey, I want this, and that's it?
Also, why does it have to be one or the other? Why can't you be horny, but like also with your heart? You feel me? Like,
Hi everybody, 347 Podcast.
There we go.
you make yourself nervous,
Right?
Nah, because this is the first time I have two women, like, and one person. Because I usually
he said he gonna get canceled.
Closer kind of can.
But 347 back at it again, another episode, and this episode is Women's Month, so I wanted to, I guess, highlight women and have them on the podcast because I see the numbers. I don't have a lot of women watchers, and I do want to up that count. So I wanted to take advantage of this because my lovely friend Jess, she suggested it, and I was like, oh, that's a very, very good idea. And so for Women's Month, I got you guys roses.
Thank you.
So cute.
Roses, to white roses.
Happy shoes.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So we're gonna start out with a game called This or That. And so the first one is this or that. Do you guys date young? Would you guys date younger or older?
Older. I love you.
Why? I mean, all right. When I mean younger, not like
Not younger, but like just younger than
a
us.
year or two.
Yeah.
Right.
A year or two. Yeah.
Personally, it's just because men don't be on the same level as women.
Right.
So like you're
They don't develop.
right.
the brain.
We're like if a man's 25 mentally, he usually like 21. You know what I'm saying? Because like right, because at this point, like their money's probably getting right. They experienced enough, like they out of college, out of school, da da da. So now they're like, oh, let me now focus on women,
Right.
and they be doing a bunch of nonsense. So
Personally, older. 100% older. I've dated younger, but same exact reasons like you're saying. Like I feel like their mindset, they're kind of like almost just getting started, and women are kind of ahead. I was trying to be biased.
Mentally, we're ahead of us. I do agree with Chop. I was about to say something. Okay. All right. Next one. Braids / locks or waves. What do y'all prefer?
I like waves because I swear to God, if you go to a girl's crib to get your hair twisted, everybody dies.
That's crazy.
Nah, waves. I like waves.
Yeah.
I like to play the hair.
I didn't, cause like I felt the past. I guess like after COVID was about to be done, a lot of people transitioned into waves and locks. So that was interesting. So because I know there was another hairstyle that was influenced by the TV show, but waves and locks locks and braids just came out of nowhere, in my opinion. Next one. So for a date, do you guys like an activity date or a dinner date?
Activity.
And why?
I like an activity too.
Yeah.
It's fun.
That's fun.
I get bored easily.
You feel like at dinner, you guys, I would say at dinner, if you guys go out to eat or whatever, it'll get awkward, like awkward silence. Like we're just sitting there,
Yeah.
like we have nothing to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for that awkwardness. Yeah, I feel like a dinner date is not a bad date. I think it's just more intimate. And I think at the first date,
Yeah.
you don't know each other. So it's too intimate.
But don't y'all, so from my experience, don't you have things to talk to? So you guys like text for like a week or whatever, or call, so you guys have to have to talk about.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Some people get awkward in person now. So then like, you can have the conversation in text, but then once you meet in person, it's like, oh, where's that person that was
I mean, that's all the.
Everybody kind of hopes it flows.
Right.
Like different topics come up depending on what you're doing. Like
What are you guys' favorite activities or like top?
pains it.
hands up is cool. I like Axstone.
Stuff?
Oh, I haven't been.
That's
That is a great one.
all right, fellas. You know what? All right, and then for vacation, do you guys like island vacations or like a city vacation?
I like island. But that's because I don't go to like cities, so I've never really experienced it except for the one time I went to LA. Like,
I like a city. Don't get me wrong, the island is always a good little way because like right now I could use an island.
Yes.
Yes, weathers. But a city, because like I've been to Chicago and DC and all that in last year.
When I say city, it doesn't mean the
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Like across,
yeah,
like
across the street, too.
I actually want to go to Italy this year for my birthday. So like, it's like learning different. It's like learning different cultures, and being from New York, you kind of get used to it. You feel like you work here. It's kind of nice to see how other cities move.
Little luxuries.
that's true. I went all the way. I like being on the beach. Clearly, you see, I was over here like I love the sand. I love it.
All right, so then now we're gonna play a game called We Listen and We Don't Judge. I'm gonna go first, right? So we all take this. I buy podcast equipment off Amazon just to return them when I'm done using them. All right, who's next?
That's a crazy thing to do.
Wait, why? It's like I don't need them. I mean, like, all right, so for today, right? I bought something to charge my camera. I'm gonna return it because
He sure did say
got it
that.
out right.
You know what?
And it's cost efficient. We're saving money.
You know what? Fair enough. Hell yeah. Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. We listen and we don't judge.
Right.
Okay, so like peanut M&Ms.
Uh-huh.
I take them and I crack them like a sunflower seed, and then I split the peanut in half, and then half. Yeah. You judge it. Yeah, I can judge it.
Hell yeah. Damn. I wasn't expecting this. Damn, what do I be doing? I guess my biggest thing is like, that whole people who have naked moms and people who don't. Naked moms. Like you was some home and your mom was always damn. Like there's naked households and then there's not.
I know there's there's
Right.
people that walk around naked and shit.
Right. It's usually and like once you have kids, some people just don't stop that.
True.
Oh, hey, okay.
That's why I say naked moms.
Not Julie, I'm not.
That's why I say naked moms, because
Not joking.
it
Okay.
usually be the moms who be like,
Yeah.
right? I feel like I do that now, and I always say I had a naked mom, a naked household will come from me.
Okay. That's freaky, not gonna lie. That's freaky. You're not even gonna lie.
So because
My fault. All right, so it's crazy because y'all are coming off Christmas, January, New Year's, Valentine's Day, and Women's Month, right? So what's one thing during the month? What's one thing during the month women could do that like y'all can't get bullied for or backlash? What do y'all think? There's one thing I could do for the month of March that you guys won't get any repercussions for.
call men a
Bottle.
Damn, I like that one. I hope that we don't get repercussion on any day for that.
no.
But-
I feel like women. I support women's rights and wrongs, so he can never do any wrong.
Wow, what could he do?
Yeah, what's like you could be crazy. Like, what's one thing that should happen during March and that you guys won't get any repercussion?
I feel like you have to think of what women get judged for.
What do we get judged for?
Because right now,
I don't get cancer.
Well, can't look at joke.
right, one or two women.
Right. I feel like whatever I cook, you can't say it's nasty.
Okay, fair,
Yeah.
fair.
That is true. I've never had that though.
Me neither, but like
So it's
just in
like-
case.
Just for precaution?
Right.
Wow.
Like let's say I'm experimenting.
That's fire, actually. No, that's actually fire.
I feel like one thing that we could do, or I feel like one thing that I don't want to hear from men is to talk about like how we look, what they like and don't like about our hair,
Okay.
what we wear. Just let us be us. We're not issue.
So, all right. So, do you feel like, all right, how do you guys feel about men or people telling you what you can't or can't wear? Because you just said that. So, for example, right, we're together and you go out looking whatever you look like. And then I say, I don't want you wearing that because of X, Y, Z.
The only reason should be it doesn't look good.
Okay.
Right.
Like if it's a bad fit, tell me it's a bad fit.
Right.
Don't try to
Like, you didn't put that on. Oh,
right.
okay.
Like,
all
all
right,
right,
thanks.
fine. You got
I
it.
respect it. But to tell me, like, oh, you can't, let's say, for example, you can't wear a crop top. Or, like, in my closet, I got a couple mesh shirts. Or you can't wear a mesh shirt. It shows cleavage. I don't care.
Right.
I'm comfortable in my skin, and you should be confident enough with your partner that that shouldn't bother you, honestly, to me.
Like, they dating a baddie, regardless of what she wears.
What she wears, she could wear a paper bag, and
niggas don't
shoot their shot.
And that's just the hard part of dating a baddie. You just gotta live with it. Exactly.
So, all right. So, since you said that, right? Say we're at a club or whatever, and like, how? Okay, so from a man's perspective, right? We're outside, right? And someone comes up to you, and I guess flirts with you and stuff like that. How are we supposed to respond to that? How are men supposed to respond
Like,
to that?
if a guy comes up and he's flirting with me, but I'm like trying to get out of it.
Yeah, and he's like still persistent. So, would you? Yeah.
If I'm trying to get out of it, you can't be mad at me.
Right.
You know, and like me personally, I have no problem being intimate. So that's if I want it, like you're gonna leave me alone.
It's a simple no.
Right.
But what if he keeps persisting?
But if he's persistent, then help me, nigga, down.
I know, right? Don't sit on the sideline. Help. That's not a pace.
Like I'm trying to get to this.
And I also want to highlight that you guys read, and that's really really good because today we're always on the go, and you guys find time to read. So what are your guys' favorite books?
Ooh. Like genre or the favorite book, period?
All right, favorite genre and why?
My favorite genre, what do I always buy? I really like social science books. Like,
What's that?
those are like my go-to. So like, whether it's about politics, whatever's going on in society, honestly.
How do you feel about Donald Trump?
Cancel. Come on.
Did you see yesterday how he basically bullied the leader of Ukraine?
Yeah.
I honestly treat that man like he's not real. He don't exist. I don't really on to any crazy stuff he says. But who I don't like is Eric Adams. But that's me to handle it.
Yo, Cuomo's running again. Did you see this?
Crazy. Did he? Did
But I feel amazing.
removed because if he had the sexual assault case or something like that?
That definitely
Yeah.
did come up, yeah.
But he beat his court case.
Right.
So I feel like
But I feel like Eric Adams
Yeah.
got indicted.
Yeah, so
Trump.
But
We got a fellow for president. And when
But
he
no.
wanna yeah, no.
But no, one thing that I'm gonna do for sure is actually like research the candidates this year because I know what's going on in the world
Yeah.
and it's it affects you. So I'm definitely gonna do more research on that. And what's your favorite genre?
I love me a good horror thriller. And that's
Wait. Sorry to cut you off. Right. So for that, how do you get scared? Like, do you get scared reading, or like, do you imagine what's happening?
you don't really get scared. You get like the anticipation.
Okay.
You know, it's like the build up, and then like
That's dope.
it's also like a thrill kind of thing.
right. And then this book with horror
Okay.
books, it's Fantastic Land. Y'all should read it. It's a really good book. They get into it with the gore.
What's
Like
it called?
the description of the blood and the
Oh,
guts and the what's happening
Do you have a specific time they talk about it?
in the book. Yeah, so it's basically this journalist. He's having people who were victims of being stuck in an amusement park during a hurricane, and like it's basically like Lord of the Flies, but like they're telling you their POV of it through interviews, and a lot of it, like I just read a scene that was like a bomb went off. They shot a cannon and it was essentially like a bomb went off, and now he was like, oh, this guy's eyeball was just hanging and half his head is gone and his head's being held on by like a tiny muscle.
That's fire.
Right. And I'm just like, I'm on the train like, no.
So what sparked you out into a love of reading? Because internet, so many distractions. Why do you guys read, and what sparked that?
For me, I've always liked to read. My great grandmother used to have pretty much like a library in the house for me, and I've just stuck with it.
I used to read a lot too. I would be very much like I read Twilight in like 3 days. So I was really locked in, but then TikTok came and I need my attention span was just getting shorter by the minute. So I was like, let me get back into reading. And I have a friend who also keeps me on track with it too. He be reading and we be telling each other books we read. So yeah, it's mainly just in my attention span. Okay.
And what do you like to read?
Self-help books. Listen, I'm trying to be better for sure. It's gonna be hard. All right. So what genre do you guys recommend me to read? That's like,
I think it depends on you. Like,
Right.
some people like romance, some people like, sci-fi, or
Some people like poetry.
right. Like, it really just depends on what you find interesting.
okay. All right. So I want y'all to keep me accountable for reading.
Oh, I will.
All right. So we're gonna get into it now. So how y'all are doing today?
Good. In Brooklyn, so.
Hey. Thank you for coming.
An hour and a half.
All right, so dating, right? For what's a good comfort date to where you guys get to know each other?
I'm trying to think of like what's something where it's almost not too intimate. How do I explain it? Like something that's not too intimate where you could still get to know each other, but like it's not a loud space.
I would say bowling, maybe.
Bowling is good. You also get to learn if somebody's competitive.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had, right.
I don't.
Why?
She's so competitive. It's no longer fun.
It's not fun.
You?
No.
So if someone's too competitive, that's a turn off for you. Or
No, I'm
Not too competitive. You think it makes it more fun. Because, like, let's say you really chill with it and you just like, oh, I don't really a fuck. And then you get someone who's just like, yeah. And then especially like if they getting into it, now you getting into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so walk me through a good dating experience for you guys.
Like a dating.
From when you get up to when you come home.
Personally, I like everything laid out. I'm very type A. Like, send me we gotta confirm beforehand, like a date, time, a reservation if it's made, da-da-da. I want everything laid out. You don't gotta tell me it, but I just want you to know, like, where we're going, what we're doing. Having to walk with a purpose, my guy.
Okay.
That's all I need.
Having it laid out, I feel like, especially when it comes to timing,
Right.
I think that's very important to me because I don't know how to be on time for anything. I get ready last minute. Even today, you said 2:00. I promise you, I was in my bed till 12:30 and tried to fix my hair in 30 minutes, which I knew I couldn't do, and jump in the car and get here. It wasn't happening, but I definitely like time set up. I don't really mind not having a place picked, but only because I'm okay with spontaneity. So if we just randomly go do something, oh, you want to go to a museum? Sure. Oh, you want to go bowling? Questionable. I swear, I do not like it.
Are you good at bowling though?
No. And that's the problem. Like, I'm not good at it, but I don't like losing.
I like the spontaneity, but it's usually like as a follow-up. You know how like when you go like out to brunch, for example, and then y'all just go from there, like,
Yeah.
right? I like that aspect. So like if the date's going well and everything's done that they had planned, you could be like, all right, so like, oh, let's go to a bar, let's do this. Sorry,
Not gonna lie, from my perspective, I feel like I learned to plan at a later age because I saw how women like when you know what you're doing. Because it shows you what type of person you are. You know how to plan, time management, stuff like that. So I personally learned that at a later age because usually when I would say, all right, let's
wake up with no plan.
I'll be like, all right, let's go here. And then she said, no. I would say, okay, let's hang out or whatever. And then she'll be like, where? And then I'll be like,
Didn't get that bar.
So it definitely, advice to men, women love when you have a plan and they prepare for you. So I do agree with that. So, okay. And like, what is a type of guy that you talked to / dated that you never thought you would? So like when you were young, like, oh, I never talked to someone like this or be someone like this, and now you're like, oh,
White man. I went on one date. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. though.
what was that experience like? How does it differ from? No. How was the experience that we're gonna put?
The experience, it was a decent date. So like I don't frequently get asked I shouldn't say I don't get asked on dates. I'll get asked on a date, but then guys don't follow through.
Right.
So very inconsistent, super annoying. So the guy's like, yeah, let's go, just go to a bar, get some food, get some drinks, get to know each other. I'm like, okay, I guess. He was cool. Didn't continue talking to him though.
So how was he?
Wasn't for me.
How was the experience? How would you compare it?
I think it was more so me being in my head because I feel like I cannot date outside of my race. It really bothered me and I just couldn't continue on. So it really wasn't even him. It was me.
Okay, no. What about you?
What's the question?
What is something in a guy, no matter what it is, that you said to yourself you wouldn't go after when you were younger or whatever, or now, but you ended up going after or talking to or dating a person like that?
A guy my age. I usually don't date men my age, but I'm 25. Up until recently, every guy I dated was like pushing 30 or in his 30s.
Wow. All right. So why do you prefer? I mean, you said before, but
Right. Mainly because like I feel like once I graduated, I kind of was set. Like I moved out of my mom's. I had my real job. Like I kind of had everything set out in front of me and what's going on the track that I was going on. And I'm very sure of myself, so it was kind of nice to have someone who was also there. And it usually wound up being men in their 30s, like they're in their career, you know, they know what they want, they know what they're doing, and then on top of that, they also had the money, you know. So it was just nicer to date.
we probably get into it.
Right. It was also just nice to date a man who had money.
So all right. So New York City is so expensive from a guy's perspective, because if we ask women out, we gotta obviously pay for the meal. We have to pay for whatever it is, meal, whatever, or whatever you guys do, right? So do you guys date people with cars, or do you guys, it's like a plus if the man has a car, because obviously, like, how are we gonna get place to place?
Right.
And that's something that I thought about, like, yo, if I didn't have a car, would I be doing most of this? Would I been talking to these women or these type of women that do like men with cars?
I would say when I had a car, I required it. Just because it was like I want someone that, like, if I can do it, why can't you?
Right.
But then I got rid of my car, so now I guess I'm more lenient. Just because I had no problem not meeting me places. I don't always have to get picked up.
But does he up there on the father?
Not up to. It would be nice, and it's like very convenient, especially like if you live, like I live in Harlem now, and let's say you live on Canarsie.
Yeah.
You need a car, you know? And especially like if you still live at home, now it's like, all right, you're only really coming to mine, so now that's up to you. You know, you must do that track.
That's understandable. I feel like it's not a requirement to have a car. I've been driving since I was 18. I had a car since I was 20. And I'm 25 now. It's not easy having a car. You know, I was just telling you the payments and everything. So I do not require that.
That's exactly why I get
for anybody. Like, it's hard out here. New York is expensive. A car is expensive. So I feel like that's kind of crazy to push for someone to have a car. When I'm like, damn, I know the struggles of having a car. So I'm like, nah.
So would you guys say are women / you guys more understandable to where it's like more understandable to a man's situation?
I feel like it depends on
Of where it's like, all right, boom, right? We're on a date. This bill cost like, all right, we're on a date, right? So what I do is I usually want you to order first to see like where your head is at. So it's to see where your head is at, see what type of, like, the price point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, right, and like, do women keep track of like how much is being spent to where it's like, all right, I'm not gonna get this drink because I know this about to make this it's about to affect the bill to where it's like, yo, this is a lot of money.
I pay attention to that.
But here's what I usually do. I usually go with what he's on. So,
But what if I ask you first?
so like, right? Usually I'll go for something that's at, normally priced, like, I'm not getting a filet mignon, the lobster or some shit. I'm getting something that's calm, and like I'll probably get a drink. Now, if like the waiter comes and she's like, "Oh, would you like another one?" I'll look at him.
Yeah.
And then if he's like, if he's like, "You get another one," I was like, "All right, I get another one."
Okay, but what I was like, what is like, because a man's pride. They're not gonna say no. They're gonna like. What happens if they give a face to where it's like it's gonna hurt? But
That's what I'm saying. If they give the face, and I'd be like, "Nah, I'm okay."
Yeah. Yeah, man. You worry about the bill?
I mean, no. I mean, when I was younger, hello, when I was younger, I'm like, oh, okay. Like I wouldn't make a face. I would be like, yeah, get it, but then remember the like, But now,
I also think like it's since you are planning it, you know where to go. So
Right.
you know what's within your price point.
but what if
Right.
you go over? Like, we get like 10 drinks, and like you want to like.
So that was being silly.
Right, that you being silly. That's unnecessary.
And you're an alcoholic. Can you to talk to someone?
Right.
All right.
So 2025, right? Being a woman is so hard because of what's going on the news and outside. So what is the toughest thing you'd say as a woman going through in their 20s? What's one thing I'd say is like the toughest thing that people don't know that you guys are going through?
I think the toughest thing that I'm going through is that I feel like I know that there's no time frame for where you're supposed to be in life, but I also feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be in life. And granted, I'm 25. There's still so much room to grow, and there is a lot of time, but still not at that place. So it's like a weird feeling.
I feel like age gets into our head too much to where we think about unks is at like
Right.
25 and when it's really not. And I do agree with you.
I would say just figuring it out. So like I'm essentially starting over,
Yeah.
and it was scary when I just thought about it because I was like, damn, I'll be 30 by the time I graduate.
But you're
What
making
now?
some good money though.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. So I was like, in 5 years I'll still be 30. So
Yeah.
I could be 30 with the farm D, or I could be 30 just in general.
Right.
30
You
just
know,
vibing.
so it really just is just figuring shit out.
Yeah.
And then I guess now with the whole like rights and the political climate of everything, it's a little bit harder to be a woman as well.
But can you give us an example that you see?
So like Trump signed an executive order to get rid of, I forgot what that act was called. I forgot what it was called, but it was essentially like a woman can't vote if her last name doesn't match her birth certificate.
See, this is why I treat this man he's not real.
Wait, so what if they change your name?
Like it was basically to attack married women.
Right. Because if you get married and you change
Then
your
you
name,
change your last name, it doesn't match your birth certificate.
Right.
But a lot of white women are married though.
Right,
which
that
is
was the point. So
crazy.
women can't vote. You see what I'm saying? Like this, he just be
Split.
signing into
do anything.
into like executive orders. And granted, it's getting blocked because a lot of judicials
Right.
are blocking it. It's just like he's coming for little things like that, and it's just essentially so we don't have rights.
Right.
You know, and I think I personally am happy that New York is very much for women.
So what is dating? How is dating for you guys?
It's not the best, but I feel like it could be better.
Uh-huh.
I would hope it would get better, but who knows? With
What do
the
you
way it is
all
now.
right, so like what do you feel like is the problem?
I feel like a lot of men are afraid to commit. I feel like that's a big issue.
Do you feel what? All right, so from a male's perspective, I think niggas just be horny. Not gonna lie.
100%,
They do.
But
So
I feel
why
like,
do you feel like they
be
can't
honest?
commit?
But why can't you be honest and say, "Hey, I want this," and that's it?
Also, why does it have to be one or the other?
Right.
Like, why
What do you
can't
mean? What do you
Both
wait?
of
What
why
do you,
can't you be horny, but like also with your heart? You feel
Right.
me? Like,
Right.
but because all right, but some men, right? They want to have a lot of girls to talk to.
do they understand that's expensive?
It is, but it's very expensive, especially in New York City. But like we feel like we could pull it off, but it's really hard because who has time to be on their phone all day, texting probably like 5 different people, and then taking this person out one weekend, this person out.
But why do
another-
y'all choose that route
Right. Why is that
Yeah, I
the
can't-
go-to or the norm?
when it's so stressful?
All right, I'm about to get real deep. I think it's deeper to where the black community isn't raised in a 2-family household, maybe.
Like the 2-parent household.
Yeah, so it's harder to commit. And not gonna lie, commitment is scary to where it's like, yo, I'm really committing to this girl. What if this happens? What if that happens? And like, man, and I feel like some women date to marry when it's like it could change in a year or so to where I don't like, are we still dating to marry?
But it can change. But at the same time, they also don't take the initiative to see where something can go anyway. They're just too busy thinking about, damn, I'm trying to.
It's also like, y'all, what did somebody say? Men set the pace and women set the tone in a relationship. So like, bro, when we get married, it's up to you.
Right.
But okay,
You know,
I feel like again, right? It's hard to commit because if we don't like you or we don't want to be with you, but we have so much time, how do we like say, oh, we've been together like 5 years now, I don't like you?
I think at that point, you just comfortable.
Right.
Like the time means nothing. Either you can be miserable for the rest of your life and just coast through life, or
be with the person that you want to be with.
right,
It's
like
it's
nobody's
really not that
holding you
hard.
hostage.
But all right, so no, I'm giving you my perspective. Like, yo, we've been together like 6 years or whatever, and like I don't know how to break it to you. Like, I don't like you no more. And now we have to go like, cause we don't. One, it's hard for us to express ourselves, and two, I personally don't like to see women cry.
Yo,
so
we just
it's
need
like,
therapy. Like,
Therapy, yes, but I also feel like if you can't tell somebody, even no matter how long, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, hey, I don't want this anymore, your communication is poor and you need to be alone.
and then how do
need to
you
work
know
on that.
what you about to say is not what she's thinking? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, y'all could both be like feeling wrong, or like maybe there's something that's wrong in the relationship that you
Right.
want to speak on, and it could very much be the solution, and you don't say nothing.
Right.
It got to be on her to say it every time. And then
Also,
as
why are you thinking about something 5 years later?
what do you mean?
You're thinking, what if I don't like this person in 5 years?
like, you knew
So
at
now
a
you're
certain
stopping
point the
yourself.
flip switched and you didn't like him and you kept going. That's on you.
But haven't y'all seen that? Like, people been together for so long,
'Cause it's
but don't
comfortable.
want to speak up and say, hey, I don't think this is working, or hey, I don't like you anymore.
But that's
I-
because y'all be
Yeah.
comfortable. Like, that's
Right.
both parties. Like, men and women both
What do you
saying
mean?
something.
All right, so what do you mean by like comfortable?
Like, you know who they are as a person. You like, once you've been in a relationship for so many years, it's hard to go back out there.
Or people love to say, I don't want to start over.
Right.
It's like you're too comfortable being
You're
stuck
too
with this
comfortable.
one person that you don't even want to be with for real.
Right. Like, you know their mannerisms, you know them, and you're just like you just deal with it.
Right. Because
Where
that
you
means you
don't-
have to learn a whole new person.
Right. That's
and
draining.
I feel like that is what women are afraid of too, of learning, getting back out there and learning new people after a long relationship. So maybe that's why they don't want to leave.
I'm not.
Because they don't because
neither.
they don't want to
Leave them right where he at.
See ya.
Damn. Cause like, yeah, this is, I don't know, it's crazy. Cause again, I think we are afraid of commitment, and yeah, just committing and like that. Hey, I'm not talking for myself.
No,
I'm
I
talking about
know.
in general and like
Yeah.
conversations.
But I guess that's
I also feel like, do men not want like that life with a family? I feel like that idea is like so gone when it comes to like our age group.
I
They
feel
don't
like it
think
hits
about-
them when
It's-
they're there though. It doesn't
Yeah.
hit them before. Like, I'm not. Some people don't look up to that. It just hits them in the moment. Like, damn, I want a family now. I want all this
Or not
other.
even family, just to be with the one
Right.
your person.
like, damn. But I also do think it goes back to you saying like they don't have the role models of the 2-parent household. Like, you don't really know what you're supposed to
you
look
don't know-
forward to
you
or
don't know
look
what it-
for. You know, I think what we can do though is look to what we don't want. Like, I grew up with just my mom, and my sister's dad came into the picture years later. He just showed me what I didn't want my life to look like, and then I kind of just went from there. You know, so like I feel like nobody's taking the negative and turning it into a positive, and you can use that to your advantage. Like, I saw my mom Like if you grew up in a single parent household, I saw them struggle, I saw them do this, I saw them do that. Let me do the opposite, or let me like steer away from that. And like you already know those patterns, so you can very much avoid them.
Okay. So all right, so right, when women link up, right, what do y'all talk about? Like what do y'all do? Like, all right, y'all about to go to a girl's, all right, so you know how us men link up and we like probably go to a friend's house or whatever, play 2K or whatever, I just talk. What do
Well, for
women
me,
do or y'all do?
all of my friends are out of state, so when we link up, it's usually just catching up, and then we just chat. You know, it's kind of
Yeah.
like that feeling when you go out with your friends, and then y'all are in the room in the morning talking about what happened. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like y'all just be chatting. It could be about men, clothes,
Anything.
anything,
Literally anything.
like makeup, hair, the day. Like we'll wake up and be like, what we about to do? Like, what's going on?
Because right, because sometimes I'll be like, yo, what do women talk about in their group chats or whatever and shit like that? Do y'all be like sending men around in y'all chat like, oh, did y'all talk to
Not at all.
him no?
I've never done that in my
Yeah,
life.
no.
So all right, so you're telling me like y'all been in a group chat. Y'all probably have
The
group
only
chats
time
with-
I'll send a man is if I'm telling my friend about a guy that I'm seeing,
Right.
and I need her to know.
So
like,
what
see
if
he
one of
look
your
like.
friends
Right.
talked to him? You wouldn't know.
We would know.
You would know. 'Cause
How?
When you
If
send
you
to show
didn't-
what the person looked like, they're gonna be like,
'Cause-
oh.
Yeah,
The on-
so
the only time
y'all
my man-
do be sending like, yo, look.
We don't send-
Look at this guy. Do you, like how like you talk to him or whatever? Do you have any?
Don't be like, oh, here's him. Have you spoken to him before? Like, that, do you know him?
Okay, all right. Look.
It'll be like, oh, here's this guy I'm talking to, and then we send it because
Sometimes we be thinking niggas is cute, and then
you know.
No, seriously. And then they be like,
And then they be like, girl,
okay,
right? But
Yeah,
it's never
no.
on the premise of like what y'all call it, the Carfax.
Right.
It's never on that.
Nah, but like y'all. Okay, so what happens if you get a guy's number or whatever? Y'all don't, and you guys are in the same friend group or you guys know the same people. Yet you don't be like, okay, you get his number. You guys talk. You guys build a rapport. Report. Y'all don't be like, all right, you probably said it. I'm talking to this guy. Do you know him?
You love that do you know him part, huh? Right.
Not all right.
'Cause
Not
that's
explicitly
what
do you
men
know
do.
him or
Right.
no. I'm not saying those exact words, but something along the lines of, hey,
No, because usually what'll happen is you send it, she'll be like, oh, I spoke to him, I did this.
Mm-hmm.
You
It's
know,
not so much, hey, have you talked to this guy
Right.
before? No.
it just be coming up.
okay.
Yeah.
Age for men, it's okay. I look at it as life's not fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
And age, we have, like you said before, we have different biological clocks.
Mm-hmm.
And so I believe, and I do see men could get away with, dating women younger because, that's what they like. And I guess our features don't.
They don't really matter.
Right.
Like, nobody's judging men as they get older. But if a woman pushes 40, now you're looking at her like, what do men be saying? They be saying damaged goods once you hit 30.
Nah,
Right.
but there's some great
Which is
looking
crazy.
40-year-old women.
There is.
Of course.
But it's usually under the guys that you don't know their age. They look younger. Like, my mom is 41, but you wouldn't think she's 41.
Right.
You know? So, like, until you learn her age, it's kind of like, oh, like, that's a bad
But
bitch
I feel like for men, there's a cutoff to where it's like, all right, you're too old to be doing this because of your features. Because you look pretty old. Like, why are you?
And it be the baldest, fattest, stinkiest men that be saying that.
Not the baldest.
And you and your family are always on top of each other, to where, you guys always want to elevate, and where I would also equate that to the biological clock for women, to where I feel like you guys got to have kids at a certain age because of, the things just don't
Yeah.
work at certain ages. So
Right.
how do you guys feel about that and the biological clock, and you guys have to do certain things by certain ages?
I think I've accepted my fate that I'm not having kids till I'm like 35.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I'm 25 now, and my main focus is I have things that I want to do for myself before I'm a mom and a wife. Because once you become a wife and a mom, everything about you kind of goes on the back burner. And I have things I want to do, and by the time I do those things, I will be pushing 35.
Yeah.
And I think I've also, since I was a chemistry major and, you know, I know the sciences, I also know that 35 is not a bad age. And there's so many like ways to have kids and, you know, live life that it's not the end of the world if you're 30 and single.
I believe that exercise and what you eat is a big
Definitely is.
big factor on how you look by a later age.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like that's why there's these 35-year-old or 40-year-old women that look great, because they, you know, take care of themselves with self-care, with what they eat, and, you know, exercise.
Also,
So I feel like
stress is a big factor too.
Yeah.
If you stress yourself out, you will age faster.
yeah, at a certain, because I have like gray hairs, and I'm like, yo, it's not, no. It's not.
Not you showing us.
Not just showing us.
It's not visible. But I'm just saying in
Like, you'll
general.
see it. You'll be like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like, yo. And then I got up to the point where it's like, you know, it don't really matter. It's not
Yeah.
that serious because why do I have like gray hairs at like 25, which is crazy.
Insane.
You stressing?
Right. What you stressing about?
No, I mean, hey, for a man in New York City, it is a lot because of, you know, the prices, the pricing of everything. You know, I would say social media and how women see that and what they expect.
True.
So certain shit on the internet fucks it up for us.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And money gets you anything. And so you just have to find a way. I feel like in New York City, it's either you find a way to do it or you gotta move out because it's just only getting expensive.
Yeah.
So it's either you get on the wave, try to get that better paying job, start something up for yourself, or you just gotta leave because you can't
you can't keep up.
survive. And as a man and having a partner, that's tough to always to have a partner and still have the mindset of okay, I have to continue bettering myself because one, I want a better life, and two, I want you to have I want my partner to have to be in a better situation too.
But I think y'all make it seem a way harder than it is
Right.
to date in New York City because it's not that bad, and quite frankly, there's a lot of women who will pay as well, but it's
Right.
usually after that courting stage. That courting stage is when you're the one that's mainly paying for fine, but once y'all are like more acclimated and you actually get into a relationship, then it becomes real life and it's very different.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because like if I'm in a long-term relationship and we have weekly date nights, sometimes I'll treat,
Right.
you know, and it's not like every date night has to be a $200 dinner.
Yeah.
You know? And it just, I feel like y'all put yourselves up there too. And it might be because of social media, like in terms of like where women's expectations
Yeah.
might be.
Nah, for me, I got up to the point where it's like, all right, if you see that on social media and you want that and I can't, provide it, like for me, I could say like I'm at peace to where it's like, all right, if you want that, then you're probably not for me, And to what you're saying before about thinking that we have to do more, it's that clock too, to where it's like, oh, I'm young, I have to do this because when I'm older, I'm gonna have kids, I'm gonna like not have time to do the things that I want to do, and then I don't want to be in that same place I was when I was younger. So that's why you have to do everything now.
But I also
Shit
feel
like
like
that.
that's a sense of like overthinking because it's not like you can't do things when you have children.
Right. It's just a little bit harder.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
just a little harder, but
Right.
it's not like where you are never gonna get to do the things again.
hmm
I think that's crazy because what happens with people that are young and they have kids? They still got to do the things that they wanted to do. The same goes for when you're old.
Just a little harder.
Yeah.
So do you guys like judge or feel like, oh, like why do you have kids to people with kids at a young age? Where it's like
I don't judge because I have a young mom and she had me because she wanted someone to love her unconditionally. She's never really had that, so she was like, I want this child. And granted, it was a kind of a selfish reason, but she was also a good mom who deserved the unconditional love. So sometimes people need it.
Yeah.
You know, what I won't support and when I am judging is when a woman's like, I want this man, so I'm gonna have this baby.
Kid, right.
That's not fair.
Right.
You know, and that's where I'm just like side-eyeing you a little bit.
Right. Because
Like,
you really don't want this child.
you want that
honestly,
man.
And that man probably don't want you. And
Right.
Nobody's wanted all over. And
It's like that Anthony Edwards
that shit
situation with his
was
baby
crazy.
mama. He's like, I don't want this kid. You bringing it into a world without a father. And she's just like, well, I'm going to have it anyways because she want to check or she want
Yeah.
access to
Yeah.
him. And it's just like, you make that baby innocent.
Yeah.
You know?
just bringing another life that's not gonna have the same things that you're probably gonna have.
Yeah.
Make everything harder. Okay, so 347. Okay, so I'm have a surprise for you guys, right? So what we're doing now is a 347 moment, and so you have to look into the camera, which is I think that one, and just say something.
Niggas ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Ooh.
For real.
Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
Go ahead.
Niggas ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Damn. That one threw me right there because I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. My head was like, go ahead. Happy Women's History Month, really.
Period.
That's the most important to me at this point.
Yeah. All right. 347. Happy Women's History Month. We do have a lot of more things coming for Women's History Month. Thank you guys for coming.
Of
And
course.
dropping gems. I hope you guys enjoy the roses. Enjoy the
love
roses
it.
because this is probably the first rose y'all got, right? For the start of Women's Month, right?
It definitely is,
Yes, sir.
considering it
First
started
rose I
today.
got.
Yes, sir. See, you gotta
Yo,
be.
that ass.
Yes, sir. But 347, man. New episode. A lot of coming in 2025. And happy Women's History Month.
Thank you.